there, it's Mandy from Mandy Marie Art. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to swatch and review the TREX Alcohol Ink Warm Earthtones pack for you today. If you're new to TREX inks, let me tell you a little bit about them. They are a fiercely vibrant Japanese dye-based ink, perfect for use on non-porous surfaces like glossy paper, glass, ceramic, vinyl, resin, or even polymer clay. I prefer to use them on U-Boat paper, wood blocks, and primed canvases, but the artistic possibilities are endless. They are 100% acid-free and permanent. TREX sells their inks in packs of 12, and currently they have 3 sets available. They have a starter pack, a cool earthtones pack, and a warm earthtones pack, which is what I'll be reviewing today. Each bottle contains 20 milliliters of ink, which, let me tell you, is a lot of ink. Their bottles are also anti-clogging and leak resistant. And let me tell you, the ink is incredibly brilliant in color as well. The Warm Earthtones pack offers a variety of warm hues along with a gold metallic that I just can't wait to show you. So let's dig in. The first color I'll swatch is Snapdragon Pink. I'm going to add just a little bit of blending solution from TREX to spread the ink around. Like most TREX inks, this is a very stable color, very little bleeding happening or undertones popping through. It's a nice pink color. It's not very sticky or gummy, so not a lot of texture. It's just a really smooth, nice, soft pink. The next color is Coral Blush. It's initially there's some yellow staining to the paper underneath, and you can also see a little bit of peachy yellow. The separation of colors is just a little bit, so there's some pink in there and some yellows, which I'm not surprised given that it's a coral color. This tends to happen a lot with coral options. The next color is Cabernet, which is a really nice wine color, kind of even like a blood red. There's no initial staining to the paper from the first drop of ink, and then no bleeding or undertones popping up. The colors, of course, kind of soften up towards the edge. It's a really stable color. In terms of texture, it could build up around the edges, kind of where the darker portions are. So if you like to add a little bit of texture, I think you could get that with this color. Next is Mojave Dust, and as the name implies, it definitely reminds me of Arizona, or kind of has, that desert feel. It's a really nice color again, very stable, no bleeding or undertones really showing through. Not much in terms of staining on the paper with that first initial drop either. Texture is non-existent. It's a very smooth finish. Next is Canyon Rust. Sticking with those warm desert earth tones, this is a nice camel rust color. No undertones again, so just everything is very solid and stable. It doesn't have much in terms of texture, so it's not as buildable as Cabernet, but you could get some if you just kept adding to it. Next is Butterfly Orange, and this color reminds me of a monarch or kind of like that pumpkin-y orange that you get at fall time. It has lots of different colors happening, so almost like a neon orange in there with a little bit of pink, and then you have kind of that darker orange around the perimeter. So just some interesting undertones at play with this color. You'll almost see like a little bit of yellow in there as well. Not a lot of texture, but you could build it up. Next up is Ancient Amber, which is a really nice goldenrod color. It's just this pretty golden yellow. Not much in terms of undertones like other colors in this pack, so not a lot of bleeding out. And the texture is really smooth, so not a lot of gumminess or buildability there either. Next color is Autumn Yellow, and it really reminds me of autumn in Minnesota. You'll see kind of like this gorgeous yellow on maple trees, and that's what this looks like a maple leaf yellow. No undertones and not much in terms of texture either. Next up is Driftwood. Not really seeing a lot of undertones popping out. Not much for texture either or buildability. It's just a very smooth, stable color. Next up is Caffe Crema, which, as the name implies, it's a coffee-esque color, especially around the edges. A bit lighter, of course, as you move away from the darker perimeter. No undertones, so a really stable color. I think you could probably build this color up if you're looking for a little bit of texture, especially because it's a bit darker. Next up is Meteorite, a darker color, lots of gray. Minimal bleeding just around the edges. There's kind of a lighter undertone popping out, maybe like a little bit of light brown. So this color is a mix of grays and brown, which wouldn't be expected given the name. You could likely build up some texture, again, because it's a bit of a darker color. Finally, I'm going to mix up some of the gold that comes along with this kit. It's called Golden Hour. And if you like to use metallics, this one performs really well. It builds up along the edges. It's a very thick texture. Personally, it reminds me of a gilded gold, so very buildable. I'm going to slide this sheet down just a little bit, and I'm going to show you how Golden Hour mixes with an ink color. So I'm going to use Cabernet because it's that deeper red color, and it'll really pop with the gold. And so here's that Cabernet with a drop of Golden Hour and a little bit of blending solution. As you can see, there's lots of metallic in there with just one drop. The gold is just this really rich color, and a little bit goes a long way. I'll even add just like a little bit more of the Cabernet just to break up some of the gold, but you can see that that gold just builds up quite nicely. All right, one last look at the Warm EARTHtones pack from TREX inks. There are some amazing colors in this pack. I happen to love the Butterfly Orange and the Meteorite. Those two are my favorite. But what is really great about the Warm EARTHtones pack from TREX is the color variety and the amount of ink in each bottle that you get. It's an amazing value. I've provided some links below for additional resources, and if you like this video and want to learn more about alcohol ink resources for painting, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below and you'll be notified the second I upload a new video. So that's it from me. Let's meet up again.